Finally, in the spate of reviews that have been backlogged for a while, my partner and I went to see The Batman on Saturday, or Batterday, if you like, and we left pretty disappointed. There's been a lot of people raving about The Batman online, and I'm going to try and avoid spoilers where possible, but there might be a few minor ones in here, so if you're worried about that sort of stuff, maybe flap out before you get caught out. The Batman is boring, I think, is the main problem it has. They want to do a year two thing. They want to do an experienced Batman. They want to do him being a detective, and they get that. He's inexperienced, he's ill-equipped, and he's being a detective. But he's a really bad detective. Like, he's not very smart. Not anything like you might describe the world's greatest detective as being. He's pretty much just an angry kid who's punching people because it makes him feel better. And that is Batman right enough, but like, he's just. I'm trying to think of the words to put this together, and I probably should write scripts for these because they're probably more enjoyable for you to watch as well. But he's just dumb. Like, he's outsmarted throughout the entire film and has no idea what he's doing for the entire film. There's very little in the way of action. What action there is very brief and mostly consists of him walking forward and punching people, and occasionally using some cool grapnel guns. The Batmobile is in it for about 5 minutes, and it's pretty bad. The car chase that it's in is terrible. Like, there's never really any real indication of exactly where the person he's chasing is trying to go, apart from away, and it serves no real purpose to the film, and a lot of innocent people get murdered, probably, by what happens, none of which makes any sense, because there's like a big jump through an explosion, but the jump would have happened several seconds before the explosion from what you get to see from Batman's point of view. And it's just a waste of time. Speaking of waste of time, Alfred's barely in it. He has virtually no presence throughout the movie whatsoever, apart from to be a scapegoat, I guess would be the word I'd choose. Catwoman has nothing to do. She gets to fight about two mooks throughout the whole thing. She doesn't get to fight Batman for very long. He pretty much just, instantly dominates him and says, "Look, I'm not here to fight, so let's not fight." And then she doesn't really get to do much else for the rest of the film. Like, you could excise Catwoman from the plot entirely, and the film would pretty much play it in exactly the same way. Like, their teamwork isn't really a thing you feel. Like, you don't feel like they're forming a bond. There's no chemistry there. Gordon's all right. Like, they kind of skip over how they meet up and how they make friends and stuff like that, and he's fine. You get a little bit of character from him with this whole thing about no, that's your thing. But again, doesn't really have a lot to do. Like, there's a really funny bit where he apparently brings every single non-corrupt cop in the city to one location, so they can all stand around impotently and watch someone get shot. Uh, it's just incredibly dumb throughout, and honestly, pretty boring. And the Nirvana songs use way too much for it. So yeah, I was disappointed, bored, unimpressed. I was hoping for more of a battle of wits, of Batman going up against one of the only people who's in his rogue area is really as smart as he is. Well, Doctor Freeze as well, I suppose, but Mr. Freeze. Is it Doctor Freeze or Mr. Freeze? I always forget. He is a doctor, so all what I'm saying is bring Arnold Schwarzenegger back to the Batman films. Yeah, this is a long, boring ramble of me talking about a long, boring film that, oh my god, it was 3 hours long and there was no reason for it to be 3 hours long. There were so many things in it that were just ponderous and slow. Like the 20-minute sequence where he reaches slowly into a cage with a terribly CGI'd bat to retrieve a clue. And it's like, it's not cool, man. It's not cool. Could have at least freed the bat afterwards. And some of the special effects work is really shoddy. Like some really bad CGI for Catwoman doing some athletics. Um, so yeah, it was just a disappointment. Like, I don't think I'd ever want to see it again, honestly. And that's not really something I say about many films. But yeah, I would have no reason to watch it again. And of course, they shoehorn in some stuff at the end for, oh, we can make a cinematic universe out of this, and it just feels so badly forced, and it's so tiring, and it's just, I wish they didn't do that. So yeah, the Batman. Eh, didn't like it. Sorry.